There's been a lot of talk, as I mentioned, around whether this could be Dhoni's swan song. But one Chennai Super Kings member who has announced that it is going to be his swan song is Ambati Rayudu. Let me go across to my colleague Chetan to quickly take a comment on Ambati Rayudu's announcement. Ambati Rayudu has announced that this is going to be his final IPL game. What are your thoughts on that? Chetan, can you hear me? Ambati Rayudu announcing that he's retiring from the IPL after this game.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so, he's been a fantastic servant for Chennai Super Kings. He's been part of many of their title-winning sides. But, of course, his title-winning run didn't start with CSK. It started actually with Mumbai Indians. And then, of course, he went over to the CSK camp in a major auction. And since then, he's been a pivotal batsman for them in the middle order. Until last season itself, I mean, their entire batting strategy in the middle order used to revolve around him. Earlier, it was Suresh Raina, then it became Ambati Rayudu. And he's been a very, very important cog in the wheel for Chennai Super Kings. This year, he's been a bit off color, and I think we can see that now from his decision to bide his time, take this mega call. Whether he's going to play a part in the final or not, we'll have to wait and watch, because he's been used as an impact player throughout this particular tournament. But it's been a glorious IPL career for Ambati Rayudu, and what could be better than topping it off with another trophy with CSK?
Yes, let me just read out what he's put out on Twitter, Jamie. Two great teams, MI and CSK, 204 matches, 14 seasons, 11 playoffs, 8 finals, 5 trophies for him, and hopefully for a 6th tonight. It's been quite a journey. I've decided that tonight's final is going to be my last game in the IPL. I truly have enjoyed playing this great tournament. Thank you all. No U-turn. Certainly, he's been one of those successful players because he's been attached to two of the most successful franchises in the game.
Absolutely. He won titles with Mumbai Indians. I think he's been with CSK for so many years now that not everyone would automatically recall his contributions. There were a couple matches where he also kept wicket when they had injury problems. And he was a vital call for them at number 3 and 4. But, recency bias, I mean, look at the way that he's played for CSK. CSK have 2 players who do not play domestic cricket. One is MS Dhoni and one is Ambati Rayudu. And that just puts a lot more pressure on them to get fit, to keep up with the younger players, even the players of their same age, Shivani, the ones who still play domestic cricket. So a lot of extra pressure on them. I think between the two, of course, Dhoni will be slightly more fitter. But look, that takes nothing away from Ambati Rayudu. This year, I think he's probably had more good efforts in the field. I remember 2 very good catches as compared to runs. But that's not going to take away all that he's achieved with this franchise. So not entirely surprised that he's taken this occasion to say that he's calling it quits.
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking about the Chennai batting lineup, obviously they have a very good, solid top 4. But I think their weaknesses were with the Rahane 2.0, with the Conway, with obviously Dubey, who looks spectacular, and Rituraj Gaikwad. But it was mostly Ambati Rayudu and Moeen Ali who were not really clicking for them. Add to that Dhoni is not looking like in the best of forms. And that's where it got a little wobbly for them. Jadeja tends to contribute as he does, with whatever he is allowed to, in the sense that whatever opportunity he gets. But that lower middle order and that finishing skill is what Chennai seems to be lacking this year. Let's see what they manage to do as far as their batting lineup is concerned. Conditions surely are going to be very helpful. But Srini, I want to talk to you about Shubman Gill now. We have to devote a few minutes to the man of the moment and possibly the man of the year. I hope he continues in this rich vein of form and that purple patch that he's displaying, and continues for the national team as well, because he's truly set the stage alight.
Oh yes, and how can set the stage alive, and how? I think the one individual who makes a difference in this final. If we are saying that both these teams match up very well to each other, both these teams bring probably a very balanced equation to the table, then the one individual who makes a difference here is Shubman Gill. And in the last 2 matches, we have a very good understanding of why exactly that is the case. He single-handedly brought Mumbai Indians into the qualifiers and he single-handedly pushed Mumbai Indians out of the IPL. And in that, kind of it gives us an absolutely clear glimpse of what this guy is capable of. At least let's I say on a given day, because this has happened 4 times back to back almost. And law of averages,
Yeah.
he's clearly not respecting it. And should it happen once again, I don't think anybody should be surprised.
Yeah, and Chetan, what Shubman Gill is also not respecting is any of the bowlers. Because the fundamental question now is, how do you get him out? And Mumbai couldn't quite figure that out. Regardless of who bowled what and what you bowled to him, he managed to make everybody look ordinary. So the biggest fundamental question today, in front of Captain Extraordinaire MS Dhoni is, how do you get Shubman Gill out?
I mean, if there is one person who can actually plan and execute it to get him out, is probably MS Dhoni. But look, Shubman Gill is a force of nature at the moment. He's just simply unstoppable. And I was just thinking the other day, watching him bat in the second qualifier, that we talk often about how the future will be here soon. The future will be here soon. It's not the future anymore. It's the present. Shubman Gill is now the present and the future of Indian cricket. He's the future all-format superstar for Indian cricket. And we are very lucky that we'll see him bat with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in this year's ODI World Cup. Hopefully, he'll be playing the final at Ahmedabad and scoring runs there. But today, all the Chennai fans will be hoping that MS Dhoni can find a way to keep him quiet. What's on the line here today is something that hasn't been done before. I mean, we've seen Virat Kohli, who scored 400s in an IPL season, but he's not won the trophy. I'm not sure if Gill will score 100 today. Probably Jamie will say, yes, he will score 100 today. But if he scores 100 today and Gujarat go on to win the trophy, that will just seal the deal, really, that he's no longer the crown prince and he could actually challenge for the crown itself, at least in the IPL format or at least in the IPL tournament.